I am a Democrat and a lesbian and an athlete and a writer, and I'm speaking for women and girls who want safe, private, exclusively female locker rooms.
Mariah Burton Nelson swims at Washington Liberty High School, where this man, Richard Kenneth Cox, told pool employees he was transgender, and they allowed him to use the girls' locker room.
He needs to be kept out, along with other people who commit crimes against women through exposing their male bodies to women in women's spaces or any public spaces. But we also need everybody, not just the registered sex offenders, but all males out of women's spaces, because we can't tell the difference. And it doesn't matter to us. We don't want any naked men around us.
This Arlington mother was with her 9-year-old daughter when they saw Richard Cox in the girls' locker room for the first time.
We walked in to see a man changing in the women's locker room, completely naked, facing the doorway. There had to have been at least a dozen other small girls and moms scattered about the room.
She says Cox was using the girls' locker room for months. Cox is a registered sex offender who was eventually charged with indecent exposure and other crimes in late October. Arlington Public Schools policy allows people to use school locker rooms and bathrooms based on gender identity.
Yeah, that policy absolutely needs to change. A lot of people seem to have been persuaded that trans women are somehow not men, that men can magically transform into women just by saying it. And that's clearly not true.
The Arlington School Board members refused to do interviews with 7 News on this topic. On January 22nd, I emailed the school board members and asked if they're going to change their policy. They haven't answered. Arlington Superintendent Francisco Duran said in a statement, in part, Arlington Public Schools will continue to foster an inclusive community for all, including members who identify as members of the LGBTQ+ community. As Mariah tries to persuade the Arlington County Board and the school board to change their locker room and bathroom policies, an unrelated group of people visited the Arlington County Board, asking them to protect transgender and queer people following President Donald Trump's executive orders.
We are here to share our fear and our concerns that are increasing due to recent federal and state legislative and policy attacks that are damaging the health and well-being of the trans and queer people and their loved ones. Our community is scared and feeling particularly vulnerable in this moment.
Nick Minock, 7 News.